Thanks to the support as a channel member, Shadowhawk19. Well, the back three is officially dead. I've had the dreaded inbox message saying I refuse to experiment. I've been doing nothing but experimenting. So we're going to a back four. Talk about experimentation. It's back four time. Hello and welcome to part 4 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have the next qualifying round, the third qualifying round of the FA Cup against Marine off of our league, the National League North. So fingers crossed, although the form we've been in, no promises. And then we head to Peterborough Sports, one of my former starting clubs, and hopefully we can beat them. They're in quite good form. They're doing all right. Us, on the other hand, lost another game. We lost to Alfreton. It was after that message I got the dreaded. It was after that match I got the dreaded message. We switched to our alternative 4-2-4 system, and as you can see, did win a match. So maybe the 4-2-4 is the one for the future. Despite being down in 15th place, we're still only 4 points outside of the playoffs. So that area, not disastrous. We are well off the pace for the title, but we were never in a title race this year, and I'll keep emphasising it. So that's fine. You saw George Pratt join us in the last episode. We're trying to get rid of a few more players. We haven't been able to yet. There's a winger hopefully coming in from Bristol City on loan, because playing a 4-2-4, we need wingers. Neither of the ones that we've got are very good. I don't want a wide target man and a target man. But I guess he is, star rating wise, he's quite good, isn't he? Just not really the flying winger I'd hope for. I'm making Dornelli the more attacking of the two wing backs, basically to get up and do his running for him. And fingers crossed that will work for us long term. But first up, it is Marine. As mentioned in the last episode, we must win. The financial situation is dire. The board have already invested £50,000 and the projection is still not looking much better than it did before. So a cup run is essential. Let's keep it going. Maxted in goal, a back four. Oh, it's nice saying that. A back four of Craig, Pratt, Dean and Dornelli. Bates and Murrumbedzi in midfield. Roberts and Lowe out wide. Newton and Hall up front. And we're a different team playing this 4-2-4. We still struggle from the fact we don't have much in the way of central midfielders. We also struggle from not being able to fit Pollock into the team when we play in this shape. He can only really play in that attacking midfield role. And for a team that's struggling the way we are, it's a luxury position that we just can't squeeze him into. I mean, if we had more central midfielders, we could potentially look at a diamond, which would suit the distinct lack of wide players that we've got, but we don't really have any central midfielders beyond the two that we use in every match. So it's the struggle of an unbalanced squad that we've started the save with. And it's very much, although we're still only in October, my plan is already becoming survive this first season and rebuild a more balanced squad next summer and have a proper go at trying to get promoted next year, because we've not been given a lot to work with here. I struggle to see how this is a promotion chasing team, but I guess they just play in a way that I don't want to play. I don't want to play lump it forward to the big man, bypass the midfield, anti-football. But we're kind of being forced into it this season and it's horrible. But let's have a cup run. Let's use anti-football to have a cup run. Newton doing good work, drifting out wide again, plays it into Dornelli. I have no idea where Lowe was. This is the problem with having such a slow player out wide. We tried to get a counter-attack going there. We had the striker and the right back pushing up into this position. The actual right winger, nowhere to be seen, and the move just kind of broke down. Having two target men instinctively are going to try and hold the ball up and slow counter-attacks down. I like quick football. They're going to slow our football down, but they can't really play any other way. I mean, Lowe in particular, it's pretty much the only role he can do. I don't really get what he is. Oh, can we have a goal, please? We've not done very much in the way of creating one. We're supposed to be on a positive mentality. I don't know how I've switched it to balanced. When I did the tactic, I did put it to positive. Obviously, it didn't take for whatever reason. Right, let's get rid of target men. If we make him a pressing forward, make him a poacher, and he's going to be a winger and like it. No target men. No target men, no playmakers. It's all about getting the ball out wide, getting crosses in, and hopefully moving the ball around a little bit faster than we have been, with two guys just slowing everything down. Oh, Maxted. Oh, my word. He is going to be the end of me. Could anyone down in the comments, if you can play in goal, let me know. Send your CV to courtesy of Brackley Town Football Club. We are doing open auditions for a goalkeeper who can actually make saves, because we don't have one currently and it is causing us a problem. Right, we're trying to get one back, or trying to get the equaliser through the long throw. It's Murambedzi to Pratt, and back with Craig, who's now playing left back, which is what he was probably signed to do in the first place. Now Dornelli with the cross, looking for Newton, and Roberts picks up the scraps on the other side. We've not really got time to have a proper attack here at the end of this first half, but if we can grab a goal, that would be super duper. Roberts squares it. Hall is there. I tell you what, Connor Hall is good at doing that. If we can get the ball crossed into him, he's a great finisher. Pretty much every goal he's scored for us has looked very similar to that. We just got to be more effective at getting the ball out wide. I said before, no playmakers. Of course, Bates is playing as a playmaker. Looked like one there. And, I mean, that was a decent goal, decent effort. First shot on target of the game. Is it the second half? Did I miss half-time happening? I thought, in my head, that was still the first half. Did I just, like, autopilot through half-time and not notice it? I mean, I wouldn't put it past me, but that's alarming. I think I need to get more sleep. Goodness me. Right. It's 1-1 then, deep into the second half now, despite me having no recollection. It's like when you're driving home on the motorway and you don't really remember how you got home. I'm having the Football Manager version of that. I have no recollection of half-time happening. We're changing the fullbacks. We need energy out of the fullbacks. In fact, now we've changed them, we probably need to change which one of them is more attacking of the two, because Carline is not the guy to be bombing up and down on that side. So we'll now swap over what these two are doing as well, just to get a little bit more balance. It does mean that right-hand side is not very mobile at all now with Carline and Lowe out there. I don't think we're going to create very much from the right-hand side, but with McCann on and fresh, hopefully we can conjure something up from the left. We don't have a striker to bring on. I guess we bring on Pollock and stick him in like that, maybe. It's not ideal, but let's try that. Get Pollock in and encourage the boys to go and find a winner, because we need this FA Cup run. Oh, Maxted's made a save. Withdraw your CVs. We don't need them anymore. Open auditions are closed. We now have a proper goalkeeper who knows how to make football saves. Wonderful stuff. Let's see if he can keep his run of saves going from this corner. It's headed up in the air and then, oh my word, I don't like shots coming against me. It really does trouble me quite desperately. We had one shot on target in the whole of this match. Poor old Marine are being absolutely robbed here. They definitely deserve to be through to the next round, but we look like we've held on, and I think this goes to a replay. So as much as I would have loved to have shown you Peterborough Sports, forget Peterborough Sports. We're going to do the second leg against Marine, because the FA Cup, much more important financially for us this season. So the team for the second leg, we have our new left winger, Ollie Thomas, joins us from Bristol City on loan for the rest of the season. A free loan as well. Goodness me, did we need a free loan. 3 stars of current ability, lots of potential. Can also play on the right wing and up front as well. And I think he is going to be the missing piece of the puzzle. He's never played a game of football, so that's going to be interesting. We've also abandoned target men throughout the team. I just don't like them. They slow the play down far too much. It just seems counterintuitive when we're trying to play with a higher tempo to have 2 target men just stopping and slowing everything down. So Lowe is going to play as a winger. Hall will play as the poacher. It makes sense. A guy who is such a goal hanger, just tell him to be a goal hanger. Newton can carry on doing his good work as the pressing forward alongside him. We also bring McCann back in at left back, because he's got a little bit more attacking nous than Cade Craig. He drops down to the bench, and fingers crossed, we're starting to get a little bit closer to an 11 that might actually not be rubbish. There's not a lot we can do about the goalkeeper unless we can stumble across another freebie loan, but they are very hard to come by. We've been pretty lucky to be able to stumble across Ollie Thomas, and fingers crossed he'll be good. Bates with the cross comes to Hall on the edge of the area, who plays it back into Bates. Bates trying to conjure something, gives it to Dornelli, and Dornelli has just scored a worldie. I mean, I have no idea where that's come from. I was screaming at him to just square the ball. Hall would have made it back into the middle. Dornelli goes it alone and just absolutely wallops it. Yeah, Hall's made it into the 6-yard box. He's all the way in there. It actually goes over Hall's head. And Dornelli just absolutely smashes it past the goalkeeper for 1-0. I mean, we'll have a bit of that, thank you very much. More of the same. I mean, if we can come off with a good result here today, it sets us up nicely to hopefully get a little bit of a run going in the league again. We had that early unbeaten run while Hall was injured, and we've just not really been the same team since. But we play Marine again in the league very soon. If we can use multiple matches against Marine to turn us around. Hall's been fouled here. I think we've got a penalty. We're going to be in the 4th qualifying round, boys and girls, because there's no way I could possibly throw away a 2-goal lead. There's no way Hall could possibly miss a penalty. These aren't things that have happened recently. There you go. It's all turning around. Hall scores from the penalty, his 7th goal of the season. It's 2-0 inside the first 10 minutes of the match. And this is more like it. We actually look like we're quite a good team. We're on a balanced mentality again. I mean, I'm loath to change it now we're 2-0 up. I want that to be positive. I'm putting it to positive. I hate balanced. Balanced is a nothing mentality. Get them on positive. I know we're 2-0 up and now we're going positive. If it all goes wrong from here, I feel like some people might blame me, but we need to get that set up so it's positive from the start, like it's supposed to be. I'm sure I did that when I made the tactic. I don't know why it's defaulting back to balanced. It's very upsetting. Good work from Dornelli, putting their fullback under loads of pressure. And we're just hassling them. This is what I want. Playing a little bit faster, a little bit more high tempo, proper counter-attacking, proper pressing. We're actually looking like it looks more like a Kev team, the way we're playing now. Thomas cuts inside. McCann goes past him on the overlap. But now Bates plays it over the top to Lowe. Lowe's got Dornelli supporting him, decides not to use it, crosses for Hall, and Hall's scored again. And Lowe's doing the chicken dance. I mean, what? Yeah, let's celebrate with a chicken dance, everybody. It's 3-0. We've done the Brackley chicken dance. That's going to be the thing. This is lovely work from Bates. And Lowe, who has been trying to tell me he's not capable of playing as a winger, he's hit a beautiful cross there, and Hall just isn't going to miss from that kind of range. We've had 3 shots, scored 3 goals. We are efficient in front of goal, and now it's corner ahoy. McCann with the in-swinger, and Pratt with the header straight at the goalkeeper. And we get another corner off the back of it, and it's going to be Bates going over to the other side to try and hit us an in-swinger. And we're once again aiming for that near post, but can't find a red shirt this time, and it's back with Thomas. Thomas, who's actually been relatively quiet. As much as he's a missing piece of the puzzle, all the action has come down the right-hand side. We've not really done much down the left so far, but here is Thomas with the chance to cause some trouble of his own, and he's won a penalty. I mean, that was just pure pace. He knocked the ball past the guy and then just decided to go and follow it, and that is a very confident penalty from Hall. I mean, that's the kind of penalty where you risk missing. For a man who's already missed a penalty this season, very risky stuff, but I guess he's on a hat-trick. He's feeling good. He's in form. What a penalty. And yeah, 3 goals for Hall. Yes, 2 of them are penalties, but who cares? Loads of penalties. Got Harry Kane a golden boot at the World Cup. Penalties are fine. They just look at the statistics. That's all football Twitter cares about. They don't actually watch the matches. Football Twitter's going mad for this guy who's got a hat-trick inside the first 20 minutes of the match. We're 4-0 up. I think it's safe to say we're through at this point. And I may not have mentioned what the prize for going through is. The third round, the final qualifying round has already been drawn. Whoever wins this match is away against Banbury. Banbury are our fiercest rivals. So it sets us up for a local derby with first round proper on the line against a team who are playing in the division below. Banbury are in the non-playables. So, I mean, that might be the motivation that's led to us smashing in all these goals. We want to play Banbury, we want to beat Banbury, and we want to get ourselves into the first round proper. And that's where we can start trying to actually make some money. And the more money we can make off this cup run, the better chance we've got going into season 2 of putting together a team packed full of delicious little Premier League youngsters, which is what we all want to see, of course. McCann with it. That was a very nice corner. I mean, it was just hung up there. So, I mean, I can't believe nobody got on the end of it. It was beautifully placed, but just no one there to attack it. Bates trying to show he's Mr. Fancy Pants playmaker again. This time his pass isn't a particularly good one, but Lowe wins the ball back and then demonstrates why he's not really a winger. I think next job does need to be replace Lowe on the right-hand side. As much as he's theoretically a good wide target man, I'm not interested in playing that kind of football. I could probably happily let him go and bring in a young, quicker winger to play on that right-hand side. Oh my word, was that a save? No, that actually is a shot that went out for a throw-in. I thought Maxted had made an incredible save, but it was actually one of the worst shots you'll ever see in all of football ever. That is a pass that's almost as bad as the shot that preceded it as well. I'm not really sure what the plan there was, but it is Marine on the attack again. They've got in behind the fullback, and they've got a man in the middle, but McCann is the one who gets there to clear it. And now they're trying a very audacious overhead kick. Is that the same guy who missed by a mile before? He seems desperate to have shots. I think he's got the shoot on sight instruction. They might want to tell him just to chill out a little bit. This could be a much closer game if he'd have just taken a minute and picked his spots a little bit better, but I'm not here to coach the opposition. Right, McCann. He's got Thomas ahead of him if he wants to use him. Instead, plays it back into Bates, who knocks it over the top in between Newton and Thomas. I don't think he really knew who he was aiming for there. It was more a case of put it into an area and let somebody run onto it, which I don't consider that playmaking. And that's good anticipation from McCann, though. And now Newton plays it all the way back to McCann again, and now he lays it off to Bates. And once again, he's going to try and pick a pass. He's got options. He finds Murrumbedzi. Murrumbedzi shoots from range. Probably shouldn't have done because there were 4 players ahead of him, all with a better chance of scoring. But you know what? We're still 4-1 up. We're having a little bit of fun. We're having a nice time. And it comes across to Hall, who wallops it from the edge of the area. Can't keep it down. He is in good form today. He is, I mean, he's a much better example of someone who's just shooting anytime he gets the opportunity to, but it's coming off for him. Right, we are going to make some changes. We're actually going to put Lowe up front and stick Thomas onto that right-hand side. And then we'll bring Byrne on in midfield. And that will do for now. I'm not a massive fan of Lowe. Maybe playing as the striker will suit him better. But out on the right-hand side, he's just too slow. And maybe with Thomas and Roberts as the wide men, we might actually be able to do some useful, creative stuff from both wings rather than... I mean, I know Lowe hit that nice cross, but it was put on a plate for him. But it was the pass from Bates, wasn't it? Set him up beautifully for it. He didn't actually beat a man on his own. I don't think he's capable of beating a man on his own. Dornelli's been beaten there, and Maxted again. Just that was straight at him. Let's just look at this on the replay. The 3 ambulances are in again, boys and girls, and this is straight at Maxted. I think it literally hit his hands on the way through, and he's just let it pass through his fingers. He is gonna just ruin me over the course of this series if we have to put up with him for too long. It's not ideal. Oh, they're in again. If we throw this away from here, has he made a save that time? No, it was just their free shooting striker missing from miles out again. I think they've actually taken him off now. Right. Final change. Dornelli is shattered. Carline can come on for him. That's an easy enough change to make. In fact, we should probably just shuffle these around because it's what you have to do when you bring Carline on. He's just not mobile enough. The one thing he has got is he's got a long throw in his locker, which is handy. But we're not that kind of team. We don't want to play that way. I mean, I don't mind the long throw, but I'd much rather my fullback was a little bit more mobile. We're now back to having 2 very static players on the pitch in the shape of Lowe and Carline, who I think represent the kind of football we want to move away from. And then the likes of Thomas, Dornelli, McCann definitely represent the kind of football we want to be moving this football club towards. It's just a slow process. But importantly, we've picked up a win here today. We've played well. The new system looks like it's working. And our reward is a big local derby against Banbury. And that's going to be coming up in the next episode.